Oh, okay.
I just realized I forgot to hit record. All right, so today is April 27th, instructor call. Gail just hit me with a great question. Say it again for me.
If you are a setter and you call the person and they want to sign up for PBS, at what point do we turn it over to the person that made the set call? I know we don't take credit for signing them up. It goes to them because they're the one that set up the appointment.
Right. That's a great question. And what it will happen, it's going to be your judgment. Rory has asked us that session 1 and session 2, whoever is the doer or the presenter will do session 1 and session 2. And then at session 3, Vmarketing and forward, that's back on to whoever got the booking, whoever set up the appointment. But what I have gone back to Rory and Tanya and Niall on is our team's going to run a little bit tighter than that. We want to grow you guys. So I'm having the setters sit in on the phone call, and they will be required to sit in on the flow unless they have a conflict like a job or a doctor's appointment.
I would think that would be
not an excuse in my book. You know, being scared is not an excuse. Rory mentioned last night on the call that, there are people here who are MSIs, but before they were MSIs, were scared to death to pick up the phone. I was on the phone all day long at my job talking to those customers, but I had not a care in the world if they actually booked the order or not with me. I didn't care because I wasn't the owner of the company. Now I care. And it's like, I don't want to upset them. And so I was actually, like, when I would do the flows, I would not ask for them to get into the wine club. I knew it's important. I know it's part of the system, but I was standing in my own way. I put this huge iron gate down that, oh no, we're not going to show that video because they're going to tell me no, and then they're going to quit and I've lost a student. And I still work through that every day. Every single day. And does it always work? No. But I'm getting better. No one is perfect at everything they do. Do you guys realize that there are other MSIs here who do not want to be on the phones and get their own students? But they're very willing to help everybody else out on getting their PBS done, getting new pages done, teaching others on the Thursday night calls. You know who I'm talking about now?
Yep.
It's not me. It's not Linda. It's not Niall. Yeah, it's Sheila.
Yep.
She's scared to death to get new students because she's afraid of that rejection risk. And so she's challenged me to maintain my strategy of becoming a social media maven. And I'm challenging her to pick up the phone and call and get PBSs. So even us MSIs have our weaknesses and strengths, and we play off of each other. And it's kind of cool how this whole system works. What other questions do you guys have on this setter versus presenter? Because it's new to all of us.
I don't know, but I'm finding people are responding more to the new way than the other because they don't like the call, so they just ignore it. Because I've had several respond to messages, so.
Yep. Oh, like yesterday, my very first response I got, for those of you that were on the call with me, was piss off. And I came back on them.
You're recording.
I know. Only our team sees this. Rory doesn't see it. But I came back on him. Typically, I would have just forget it. But you know what? He didn't say stop. So that meant he could continue to come back on me. He didn't necessarily block me. I went after him on the mom aspect. And I basically said, you know what? You're right. I don't think you're going to be the right kind of mindset we're looking for here. Be blessed. And he didn't respond back. Here I'm thinking I have something on my face. No, there's something on my screen. There. I had a big block right in front of my mouth. It was bugging me. Sorry. But that was Vmarketing. And I got other ones where I added someone to the Grapevine where they were saying they were interested, but they went quiet and then said no.
Stacy,
Yes, Miss Tiffany.
can you explain what the grapevine is again? I was kind of confused on that the other day.
Definitely. Okay, first of all, when it comes to the Grapevine, we need to teach our students to never just go and explore and click around on the two different options of Grapevine. Because once you do an action, it is not reversible. I had one student that clicked on for the no ship state, the $59.95, and then on a Thursday night call, thought she needed to go and get it. And so she went and actually clicked cancel, and it canceled. And in order to restart her, she was gonna have to re-enroll. I've been working with Peter for 3 weeks on that. The Grapevine itself is an amazing, it started out as a contact manager where we could put in names of people who we wanted to drip on, whether it was for the PBS or wine, or if, even at that point in time, Valentis, which we do not partake in anymore. If you are active with them, that's your prerogative, but I don't even offer it. I don't know how much longer they're going to be a company. But now we get to use it. So when you get someone, when you're doing Vmarketing or even these 101 calls and SD leads, if you get into a conversation with them and it stalemates, we're looking for a 2-week delay of no further communication from, whether they're ignoring your calls, your texts, they just went dead silent. 14 days later, you open up your Grapevine and you enter in their first name, their last name, their email, and their phone number and add them to your Grapevine. They will automatically get emails and texts sent to them from the Grapevine. We don't have to do any of that. It automatically generates these emails out. And now it's going to have Bella Vita on there. It actually already does. I saw it when Rory made it. Rory made a slip last night about the Grapevine, or maybe it was Monday. He let it slip that there was something had changed on Grapevine. I logged in and went looking. And let me show you what I found. Let me get it up here. But it's mainly the Grapevine itself. It was generated, it started as a contact manager so that we can continue to be more efficient on communicating with other people. And someone joined oh, it was Karen, duh. I helped her today get in.
Casey,
Yeah.
what do I do with a student that hasn't taken action on PBS1? Should I throw them in the Grapevine?
Throw them into Grapevine.
Okay.
Yep, definitely. All right, so I brought up my wine ambassador. Tiffany, do you have Grapevine right now?
I am not sure.
Okay. When you log into your wine ambassador account, you guys can see my screen now, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Under marketing, what I did is I clicked on the hamburger, and under marketing, if it says get Grapevine, then you don't have Grapevine yet. If you have all these websites, QR code builder, the QR code, the Grapevine CM, the webinar, the Refer 3 Club, the order leads, if that shows up, then you do have Grapevine. That's an easy, quick tell. Okay. Now, the Grapevine itself, all of this is because of Grapevine. We've expanded it and there's more coming. But what I wanted to show you guys is I'm going to go into my account. And I am, remember how it used to say Valentis referral code? It
Oh,
says Bella Vita now. And now check it out here. Vivo has been added, and our R247 link has been added. I saw those and I'm like, yeah. Rory let it slip, and I don't know how many people figured it out. And I'm like, ooh, I'm telling the team. So
Added.
what's that?
My referral codes aren't added in there.
Yours aren't, well, you have to add them. So to add them, you have to click edit info.
Oh, okay. All
And
right.
then when you edit the info, you go down to what you need to fill in. Now, Tipping Circle, if you don't have Tipping Circle yet, don't worry about it. You cannot sign up. We've shut it down until May 1st. I'm hoping they're going to bring it back up on May 1st. It's going through a complete revamp and auditing and all that. But Bella Vita, Vivo, if you've got the watch and your PBS link, that's what you want to put in there. Facebook Pixel ID, don't worry about it. We ain't using it. Calendly link, I don't have it, so I'm not using it. I'm not going to worry about what I don't have. I'm putting in what I do have. But when you go through and enter it all in, then you want to come here and hit Save Changes. And now when you enter people into the Grapevine, we'll go back there. We'll click on Grapevine. Let me see who's messaging me. Oh, it was Rick. Oh, sure. All right, Rick, I got you. Getting off the boat. All right. So I entered one yesterday because I did have 674. Now I have 675. All you do to add somebody is you're going to come here to add contact and fill in the required items. First name, last name, email, and then put in the phone number. I don't worry about Facebook account ID because I don't want other people's Facebook account IDs on my stuff. I don't want mine out there on anybody's in that regard. I do put in the time zone, and then I put lead source. So like, Gail, what you would want to do is call it PBS student for a lead source. What that will do is when you enter in a Vmarketing one, you put in VM for Vmarketing. If it's an SD lead, you put SD. If it's from the 101s, you put 101. What's great about that is later in the future, when you want to go back and see which ones actually turned over into something.
Story. Prosecutors told us they have investigated the case.
Okay. There we go. When you go back and look and see, you'll be able to see which boards were most productive for you, which areas were more productive for you on this drip. Now that it's got the big boost. Now, if you're wondering which Grapevine to go with, if you are getting wine, do the $14.95. If you are in the no ship, you already have the $59.95. You're welcome. Don't go spending extra money if you don't need it. But you'll enter all this in, and then let me go to one of my pre-enrollees. I'll go to the one I started yesterday. Come on. I know it takes forever. Come on. I think it all locked up on me. I wanted to, all right, nope. You can also import contacts, and I might be using this shortly because I have a whole bunch of Vmarketing leads from years ago. Because Sheila looked at my Grapevine and she's like, how come you don't have more than, you should have thousands in there. And I'm like, because I never went back and entered in my Vmarketing positives. And she's like, get your butt in gear. So I have a lot of work to do in that regard, adding new people. All right, let me try this again. Try and make it think. It worked yesterday. There we go. So this is the one that I entered in yesterday. There's her phone number and her email. And check this out. She's already gotten two emails from me. Okay, so she's already getting dripped on. She got dripped on yesterday right after I sent it. And it's from Rory, but there's a link right here. So here's the big deal about our Grapevine Success Builder. She clicks on that. It's going to go to this Grapevine Powerline system, and they get filtered, funneled through into the right area where they need to go. It's kind of cool how this has evolved over the last 2 years that we've had it. And then today she got another one. And, you know, they're telling them how to get involved with us as a PBS. So it's now she hasn't taken any actions. She's not been a returnee. In fact, I think it's only Dimitrik and I that were Kamaria King and I. And then the paid ambassador was Dimitrik and Lindy. When we first got the Grapevine, we all went playing just to see what happened. The other fun things with Grapevine is that QR builder. So you automatically will get a QR code for your actual Wine Ambassador join link. So you can slap this like I did. It's actually on the back of my phone, and it's in 2 places on the back of my tablet. So it's, that way, if I'm in the airport and I'm on my tablet, people are going to see that QR code. It's a conversation starter. I might just print out some other stickers that say, scan me, or go ahead, make my day, scan me, and have it pointing at the QR codes on the back of my tablet. I don't know, I'm going to have some fun with it. But then the QR code builder, I've got QR codes for all of these pages. So I've got one specifically going directly to my Velavita, the opportunity page. I actually made stickers for that for on the back of my sample packs. But almost all the other ones are going right to my PBS, with exception of Tipping Circle. I doubt I'll ever use that one. Vivo, I am going to use, and I've got both of them in there. And then Velavita, that's my husband's. He wanted his own URL or his own QR code with his link for Velavita. And what you do is when you create the QR code, you put in the URL like I did here for the coffee. And I tell it that it's the description is that it's for Plus Thermal. So I put in the URL here, and I put in the description here, and it will then show the QR code up here. All you have to do is save the image, save it into your own computer where you're going to have all your QR codes. And I've already got this one saved, but I'll show you where mine go. I have a folder called QR codes. So when I'm on Canva, I've made 3 of them using Canva and the QR code that I've saved back here. But I've named it, churros, biohacking. Look, that one, yep, that's identical. So I can get rid of the duplicate here. Maybe, there we go. Katie Lux, Fine Wines, plus QB54, Katie Lux, but I did it as a Canva thing, Tipping Circle. So I've got my QR codes there. and it helps me with my marketing. When we're when we're posting ads on classified ads, they ask for images. Your QR code is a picture. Use it. Add your QR code to your ads when they ask for a picture. Have it saved, go through and create a whole bunch using your Grapevine. I'm going to tell you one reason why you don't want to use another company's QR code builder. Some of those QR codes are only valid for 14 days. I found that out the hard way. I thought I was so smart, making my own QR codes. And 2 weeks later, Rory came out with this aspect. And excuse me one second. It is not 5 o'clock. You go lay down. Yes, my dogs tell time and they think they're going to get fed supper early. The webinar contact manager, CM stands for contact manager. So you can, if you want somebody to go watch the webinar specifically, you can go to the contact manager for the webinar and register them. You can add a contact and register them, and they will get an email with the webinar. That webinar is it's not done live. It's Brett Hudson and it's pre-recorded, but he makes it look like it starts in like 10 minutes kind of a thing. Every time you go to one of the webinar, like it's a countdown clock is on and it's under 10 minutes from now. So it gets people to hang tight and wait for it. You can also do the Refer 3 Wine Club, where you can put them in as a new prospect, and it's going to drip on them, specifically the wine club, and getting in as a customer and getting them to get their 3 so they can get free wine. We don't really use that much, but those people that are only doing Wine Ambassador and not the PBS, yes, they do exist. They're kind of weird, but they do exist. We have people that only want to do the MLM part of it all. They're using this. Okay. The websites. Oh, don't ever order leads. Until Rory says that option is up and ready for us, don't order. Why pay for leads if we're already getting other leads free? So don't ever order the leads, but the websites, you can actually have a link, a hot button on your PBS, or you can copy this link and, just by hitting copy, there's 6 different landing pages where you can, some people have figured out how to incorporate into an ad posting, but you can actually put this on your website, on your PBS, on that page where they webinar registration, learn more, learn more, learn more, learn more, that specific red button appears on your PBS page. I probably went way overboard on the information you were asking about, Tiffany, but did I answer your question? Okay, any other questions on the new Vmarketing, doing the new protocols for SD and 101 boards, anything like that? Did yesterday's BRT sessions help, going the every other hour for those that were on for more than just 1 hour?
Yes, it did.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, that was good.
We're going to cover it again on Saturday. The setters and the presenters, we're covering that on Saturday. Rory keeps talking about MSIs are going to do it, and I don't know who's stepping up to teach it yet. And which session. If I have to, I would rather do the Vmarketing one than the presenter one. I'm right now more comfortable with it because we really covered it well yesterday. Presenting, I would tend to skip things because I understand it. I would just, it's old hat for me, being myself. Okay, back to the Wine and Dine show. Tanya has stated that if you're not getting the wine and if you're in Wine Ambassador, but in a no ship, she originally said you cannot cook. And her main reason was, because then we all went, but Sheila doesn't drink the wine. You know, all of us MSIs, we kind of went after that. And her biggest issue is someone saying, I don't like wine, or I can't drink wine. We don't want to put that mindset out there. We want to say, let me find my notes. Oh yeah, I still got to do that. Dimitri, were you on for that part of the call, or did you guys leave already?
I think we left probably after the numbers
Okay.
because we had a call yesterday with her.
Okay, what did she say? Did she say anything? Did she update it that those that don't receive wine, but they're in the no ship, they can still cook?
No, she didn't get that far to the aspect because we was having technical difficulties.
Oh, okay.
She basically covered with us was setting the appointment. So she want us with our students to book at least 2 appointments for the instructors every week.
Yep.
So that's what she's wanting our direct students to do, even if you are instructors, just to book for your instructor to do the flow, get them going, and then after session 1 and session 2, it's session 3 and above belonging to that, student.
Okay.
That's pretty much what she covered yesterday.
Okay. So for the Wine and Dine, we want it to become more professional. We're losing viewership, and it was noticed. We need more professionalism. So no more cute little babies being shoved in front of the camera. We are there ultimately for the wine. The cooking is just something like the wine is primary, the cooking is in addition. So the one way we can get around it is you can sit there and you can make the dish, and someone else also make that same recipe and use their wine to pair it with it. Do you guys remember when Peter Morley did it with James Bird, where Peter made a hamburger in the microwave and he handed it through the computer monitor to James Bird, and James pretended he got it on his plate, and only James had gone out and made his own. Peter doesn't drink alcohol. He still gets the wine. He actually gets the wine, but he wasn't going to sip the wine on the call because he doesn't consume alcohol. And that's his personal choice. We have no problem with that. So we want to do something like that. So like Barbara, that recipe you posted on Facebook, oh my God. So if you're cooking on the Wine and Dine, that would be a great recipe that I could make it ahead of time and have you cut me a slice of it and pretend to hand it to me through the computer. And I go like this and bring my own. And basically I'll have David standing behind me and I'll bring it this way. Or one of you guys can participate in that way as well.
Works for me.
And then you consume, because we've talked about the Moscato. That's the other thing. We will never promote the Priscilla or the Ashley ever again. Those labels are gone. Even if you have it in your possession, give it away. That's why I served it at Easter and didn't take any pictures. I still have 2 more bottles of that sparkling one to get rid of. But we want it to be more professional, and that's one thing where we need to, have better camera angles. And so if you plan to cook, go buy a gimbal. I left it out there. A thing that holds your phone.
Oh.
Make sure you can go this way with your phone so that you can quickly grab it. It's almost like a selfie stick, only it can be like a tripod. Some of them out there will actually follow you wherever you go in your kitchen. If you watch Phyllis Jackson, watch for her on any of our calls. When she gets up to walk around, her camera's following her through her entire house. At first we were all like, whoa, all of us MSIs were like, what is that? Or have someone there with you in the kitchen videoing you, doing the video to make sure it stays good. Okay. Keep the background noise to an absolute minimum. We've had a few times of that, of the F-bomb being said on camera, even though the person was off camera, they were in another room, the microphone picked it up. That whole recording out the window. That's not cool for everybody else that cooked, because it's not a complete show if we try to edit it out, so it all gets gone. Pages must be prepared ahead of time. So whatever you're gonna cook, get the page done ahead of time, so that during what we're gonna do is we're gonna be getting the links to Tanya to post on YouTube. Okay, your PBS and the link to that page is going to appear on the YouTube description. So if anybody wants to go find that recipe, they can get it. So we need to have that into Tanya early. We are going to be getting the dates figured out. Well, we know the dates. You know, it's every Wednesday starting June 1st through June 29th is Jackie's. And July 6th through the 27th is me. We know that the 15th of June, the topic is going to be Hawaiian luau, because we're going to be in Hawaii. So pineapple kind of, Jackie's actually going to come up with a menu, and I'm going to try and do that for my 4 July dates. But give that some serious thought as to what day, if there's a specific day or a specific topic that theme that you want to be on. I know that my themes are going to be Celebrate America, Grill Masters, Family Reunion Favorites, and Back to School. So, and with that, I think we're going to lose the call here. It's going to be a mic drop. It's under a minute. Next week, next Thursday, there will be no team call. We'll go back to our Tuesday night instructor call, but no team call. Because it's May 5th and we all want to be on